Hello world, welcome to Code or Not to Code. I'm merely Eva and I'm super happy to be here today. And as always, I'm here with Stefan. So how are you doing, Stefan?
I'm doing great. I still love. Well, I
Yeah,
guess this is
me
clever. I
too.
still love the intro music. It's
Same.
amazing.
It's
what wa-
it's
what was
so
the
much
final?
fun.
What was the final sequence? What was the instrument that we used from the final sequence? That I can't. The
Oh, I have
white
no
suitcase.
idea.
I love the
A
white
white
suitcase.
suitcase, correct. Yeah, it was
I have
so much
no.
fun. We wrote this jingle together on on one afternoon, and it was really funny because like even like producing something as simple as this can be super challenging if you don't know what you're doing, and that's exactly what we didn't know. So, but it's a good memory, and anytime I hear it, it puts a smile on my face. So that's always a plus.
if
Good
nothing
start.
else, and there is plenty. But if nothing else, this would be enough motivation to start streaming.
Absolutely. That's so true. But yeah, if you're new here, Stefan and I like to code, and that's exactly what we do every now and again. We're currently working on our .NET tool, which we've been building live on stream with you guys. Stefan does most of the heavy lifting, as always, because he's a genius and he has a
Yeah.
wealth of experience, whereas I'm self-taught. And what I mean with self-taught is that Stefan taught me everything I know. But yeah, we have a very special episode for you today because if you've been here last time, we had a lot of technical difficulties.
Hmm.
And I mean, I don't want to jinx it now, but I think we might have overcome them, which means you're going to see me code again for the first time this year. So be prepared for that. You're going to see me make a lot of live coding mistakes, which are going to be super embarrassing for me, but potentially entertaining for you. So you can look forward to that. Yeah, but before we get into that, please take a minute to peruse our GitHub page because that's where all our social media handles are. So please give us a follow. And yeah, and also like if you have ideas for the show, if you have feedback, if you just want to reach out, please message us. We are literally throwing a party anytime somebody messages us on because it's a really good feeling for us. So if you want to make our day a little bit better, give us a shout on any social media page, on the social media page of your liking. I know everybody has their preferences. All right.
And we also got live on stream. We got amazing feedback for how to improve the code we're currently writing, how to improve the features we're working on, and also ideas for new features. And yeah, we have this tool. This may be our live work, but there is a word for that, isn't there?
What?
uh,
Oh, I don't.
the
I
beat, the
don't
beat of
understand.
life. You know what I mean?
What?
Does this make
No.
sense? Does this translate to English? Die Lebensaufgabe. What would be the English word for that? Hmm.
Uh, I don't know. I don't know. Was there
Lebensaufgabe. A life task or a life's
life?
work. Ah,
Is it? Oh, okay, a life's work. A life task? I've never.
but I'm not sure this is what this
But yeah,
dictionary
like
says. Maybe it's.
yeah, especially if you see us, either making silly mistakes, like absolutely write it in the chat. Please let us know. But yeah, last time we had a couple of because we weren't sure which route to go down and how to implement it, what would be more useful, and obviously, yeah, we hope that you guys are going to use our tool at some point. So like, please give us your your input, how you want to be using it and what would be convenient for you. Because yeah, we always listen to you guys and we always implement it because I mean, from my perspective, I always assume anybody who writes in the chat is probably smarter than me. So, yeah,
I,
I
I would
shouldn't
never.
bash
I
myself
would.
so much. Like, it's only five
Yeah.
minutes of history.
Yeah.
But
Maybe.
yeah,
Would they
like,
maybe a little bit
I
more
feel
experienced, but that's about it.
exactly. Yes, more experienced than me. So I will always side with any opinions that you write in the chat. All right. Now that that's done. Uh, Um, what are we gonna do today? Where do we leave off?
Um, we last time we built some. Well, we wanted to support solutions. So our current tool. Let's take a look at it. .NET tool is -G. The global tools we have installed is our tool and currently pre-release number 2.
Woo.
And we have a couple of features. We can do something with interceptors and with using declarations. Taking a look at the using declarations in a C# project, we can count them and we can globalize them. And last time we built support, and previously, if you go into the count command and print the help of there, we implemented that we can explicitly pass a project. In a previous episode, I can't recall which one, but in the last season. And if we use that command without passing that option, we will search for a single csproj file in the current working directory. If we find one and only one, we will use that. If we find none or multiple, then we throw an error and say, oh, you need to specify, you need to disambiguate which project you would like to use. But we can't use solutions yet. And solutions are quite central, quite prevalent to a .NET project, because that brings multiple projects together in one workspace that you can work in, be it Visual Studio or Visual Studio Code or Rider or Fleet. But also, it's not only a structural component, also the .NET tool is aware of that. So if you do .NET Build or .NET Test as well, it works on both projects or solutions. So we definitely want to support solutions as well.
Yep.
And in the last episode, we took a look at the current solution format, which looks something like this. There we go.
Yes.
And we also took a look at solution filters or filtered solution, which are a JSON-style format where you can select a subset from a specified solution. So, for example, we could have maybe a tests-only solution filter that contains the libraries and our tests, both unit and integration tests, but doesn't contain the build project and does not contain the build project and doesn't contain the exe itself, because maybe we only want to write tests. And now that I think about it, actually, we should add this. Maybe we add this right away.
Oh, wow. Okay.
However, I don't know
Let's
how
do
to
it.
do this. I'm quite uncertain how to do this in Fleet, because we have now switched to Fleet because the other tool has forsaken us many times.
Yes, that was terrible.
So I'm afraid I need to fall back because I don't know how to do that in here. So jumping back to the... Excuse me?
Where are we jumping back to? Oh my
to Visual
God.
Studio. Not just briefly. So we could say, to only have like a test-based solution, a filtered solution, we could unload the build and the executable because we only want to run the tests, but we need the dependencies of the test as well. So this could now be our filtered solution. So we save this as solution filter and call this flashover.tool.tests. And now we should have if we go to files, we should now have a filtered solution here as well. There it is. Mm-hmm. So this not only contains the tests, so the core libraries that the tests depend on, and both test projects. So if we build now, because the .NET Build and MS Build is also aware of solution filtered files, we could avoid building the projects that we currently don't really care about. Maybe improving the performance of our test workflow a little bit. So I guess that's actually a cool change or addition. And now I'm wondering if Fleet does understand them as well. Maybe we shouldn't mess with that live on stream, but maybe next time I'll take a look at if nice. I can imagine they support solution filters as well. But I would need to reload. Not sure. I don't want to break anything because we got it working now.
Yeah, for sure.
So that's for next time.
That's the thing, like for anybody who wasn't there last time, because like we use kind of live show, like what was it called in Fleet?
Live share, yes.
Also live share. Okay.
So no,
So I
if
can
we
also like type here.
what's it called?
And it's
Collaboration
really,
mode.
yeah, I think it's collaboration mode, and that's the thing. Like, it's really, really cool if you want to like collaborate, and like if you have like a, you know, a personal project and you're sort of like coding with a friend. It's super, super fun. It's super cool. But yeah, the Visual Studio version of that is live share, and it kept crashing. So that's why we changed to Fleet. But it's, yeah, I think it's the second time that we're using Fleet. For me, it's the second time ever. How about you? Have you used
Third
it?
time.
Third. So yeah,
maybe
so
fourth,
completely new.
but rarely.
Yeah, and I don't know
used
if you've ever like switched like IDEs. It's you'll understand like you know, everything's different, everything looks different, and we're a little bit disoriented.
But what's really cool is that, which doesn't work in live share, actually the collaborators can run tests and see the test results.
Yeah.
Would you like giving it a try if it still works? If you
Yeah,
can run the
wait.
tests?
Yes, I need to go to solution view. Sorry, let me just. I wasn't prepared for this. You just asked me to quickly.
We don't see what you do, but I'll draw what you're about to do. Yeah.
Okay. Oops. Wrong. And then the chord is run unit tests.
Yes. Yeah, and so they start running, and that's pretty cool. So this really
I
is
have the
a
power
shared
to run the tests.
experience.
A shared experience. Correct. That's very.
And you
nice
also
way
see
of putting it.
the results, right? You can take a look
Yes, I
at
do.
all the test results. That's really cool.
Yeah. No, it's really fun.
And well, in the other tools of JetBrains, it's called Code with Me. Maybe it's here called as well, but here it's integrated. But in Rider, it's not yet integrated. But they tried to get it out in the current version, but there were still a couple of bugs. So hoping to get them in the next version. Than to use Rider, because
nice.
I use Rider these days a lot.
Same.
And I'm quite used to the shortcuts and the workflows there. You also have
I'm not used to any shortcuts because I'm a coding noob. I was so happy that I could finally like use the multi-cursor that we did in like episode 3 of our stream.
Yeah.
And it took me a year to figure it out. And I think in Rider it doesn't work now. So I haven't used it since then.
Maybe a different.
I mean, it definitely works. It's just a different combination, and I haven't bothered learning it. So yay, start from scratch.
Well, almost. Well, you still know the concept.
I feel confident about copy paste, and I take that win because that used to be a problem as well. Okay, solution file.
Yes, go back. Yes, and we wanted to also support solution files, but also solution filter files, and we now would like to have, this time we do it the right way, an integration test first. Yes. So we go to our CLI tests, which are on integration tests, and we go to our using counter. Last time, actually, let's go to the unit tests from last time. We made we used multidimensional and jagged arrays the first time. So we were figuring out that we can't use, because, well, what we previously pass is always, let's go to a previous test where it's only one project where we pass in a collection of documents. For example, in here, we pass in 2 documents. And under the hood, this is just a string array. But how do we now do, since we now also pass projects, which now may have none or many C# documents in them. So we now can't, array doesn't cut it, so we need a nested array kind of a thing. And we first took a look at jagged arrays. Multidimensional arrays. For example, we wanted to do, but multidimensional arrays, they have like a fixed size. For example, if we do a 2x3, 2, 3. So I need to set string, of course. Now what we can't do is, now basically we now would have 2 projects at index 0 and index 1, but all of them would have 3 documents. Because, for example, this like this could be a matrix 2x3. Every row has 3 columns, but yeah, it could be that different projects have a different amount of documents. So this did not work for us. So we wanted to use jagged arrays. And we used them rather verbosely. What we last time did not figure out for some reason is that you can actually, because this is now what we did here, we just have here a jagged array, which is an array of array. And we also can use the C# 12 collection initializer feature. And it looks really cool, or it looks very concise. So we have here, we open the overall array. And within this array, we have 3 more arrays that we open. And within these arrays, we just have a couple of documents. So this is one project, this is one project, and this is one project. And here we have 1 document, 2 documents, 3 documents. And I can't recall why we didn't figure that out last time. But yeah, so it just works. C#12 is really cool.
Sometimes, you've got to make mistakes. And yeah, but just for, again, like if you're not super familiar with our tool, like these files, they only have usings in them because our tool actually counts how many times you are using a using. I've already spoken about it so many times that I'm still struggling over that part. Like it counts how many times you're using them. And if you figure out that you have, like, for example, using system, which is in every single file, and you just want to get rid of that and have a global using, then you can use the globalizer, and that actually sorts that out for you. So this is why in our unit tests, our files only consist of usings and of nothing else. Just in case anyone was wondering.
And I guess that's good for the catch-up.
Yeah.
And now we promise this time we go to integration tests. So let's take a look at our current integration tests in using counter. We actually, how do I zoom in more? Control dot. I learned the shortcut. No, is it?
Oof. Oh.
I thought I learned the shortcut. Control Shift dot. There we go.
Oh.
And Control Shift, comma. Yes. Maybe one more. Yes. So what we do here, for example, this test, we have our workspace, we create a project in that workspace, and add a couple of documents to that project. Then we can say initialize, which is actually creating the files on disk. So if we take a look at our file system, we have a artifacts directory here that contains all the integration tests that were run, and also some naming scheme where we have the name of the type where this test is in, and also a timestamp. So we have basically a unique folder structure, and each test gets its own, so they don't interfere with each other. So each test is atomic on itself. And here is what we just, we create C# projects and documents, and then, that's actually the interceptor. Let's show a globalizer test, or is this the globalizer? Yes. Let's show a globalizer test, because so we have here a single using, and I assume in this globalizer test we globalize the system using, and there it is. So we created this file here. This is now after the test state, after the test is run, the state after the test is run. And so now we need to emit as well C# documents and C# projects, but also a solution which groups them together. What we currently have is, we can create this project builder that we have under the hood. We can use to add new documents. What we now want, we already have the stub for it, to create a solution with a solution builder. Mm-hmm. This is totally our type. But this is currently quite not implemented.
Yeah. It would have been too good. Just be like, and done. Ta-da!
How do we go about that? Let's start with a fact and a public async task. We want to count. We have a solution, and we count
all.
Count all using all top level using directives in all projects. Exceptions. No. And now we need to create that solution. So we have a solution. We are at our workspace. We can create a solution. Yes.
May I just be nitpicky? No, actually, I'm not nitpicky. I need to stop bashing myself. I have a suggestion.
No, go ahead. Yes.
Because the first test was count SDK-style project final occurrences. So just, just for, how do you say?
To match the naming.
Consistency, correct.
I like consistency. This is, if you want anything from me, if there's something I should do, you can argue with consistency and you got me.
Yes. Okay, good. I'll remember.
So we have currently there is only one solution format. In the last stream, we also took a look at the XML-based solution file format that is currently in preview. But the tooling currently does not support that throughout. So with MS Build, we can't use that just yet. So I guess in this point of time, we only have a solution. Well, I guess we could already mention classic solution, or I'm not sure how the actual name will be once the XML-based solution, maybe classic. So we will have the classic solution, and later on we will have a test for an XML-based solution as well.
Sounds good.
And then we find all occurrences.
Woo!
So we need to create a solution, and then we would like to, how we previously in these tests where we add documents to a project, now we want to add documents that we can then add projects that we can then add documents to. So we should be able to say something like that, add project. And then in this project, thank you very much.
I'm having so much fun now that I can actually interfere with your stuff again. Okay.
Now is the question how we go about that. So what we could do is something like this, that we then, we have like this fluent syntax, we now are in project, we can now say add document and can call add document a couple of times. But how do we now add a new project? Would we say .add project? But when we are here when we are adding documents, we are on a project level. But when we add a project, we are on a solution level. So does the project builder know how to go back to the solution and open a new project? If you know what I mean.
I know what you mean, but I'm not sure if can we have a look and see?
We could definitely do that. But what I'm wondering now is this kind of makes sense from a logical point of view, from a usability point of view. The other idea we could do is doing it via more or less a lambda. So we could have, if we add a project, we get our project builder in there, and then in here say builder.add document.
Yes.
.add document via the fluent syntax, and then on this level say add project again. And I guess those are the two variants that currently come to my mind. If you have any more idea, then please go ahead. Well, I guess we could also then do something like what we had previously with what we have in the unit tests. We could add a project, and then in this project then have a collection of documents, and then have here our using system and so on. But this would be maybe a little bit different than what we had previously with the more explicit names here. What do you think?
I like second option.
It's a little bit verbose. Excuse me.
Verbose?
It's a little bit it's a little bit more verbose. So it's more code that we write, because we need to write that lambda as well. But it would be more clear about which level we are, because we add documents now, but we can't when we are in a project scope, we can't add projects. That would be weird. How do we go back? Not talking about it. There could be another one. Like we could say, to make it more explicit, we could then maybe say dot solution to go back to the solution, or maybe containing solution. No, not containing, but parent. If I'm contained somewhere, how do I refer to the thing that contains me?
Container?
Is that containing? Container.
No, it's not.
Containing.
I was thinking of employer and employee, but no.
Let's call it solution. And then maybe like this, then we go add project and add documents again. But yeah, do you still like what is now option 3? Do you still like option 3 the best?
Yeah, I do.
Option 3 is
yeah. In case anyone has mistaken my my comment as an educated guess, it's literally just because I like the Lambda. And yeah, and I think Toast in training would like it as well. I don't think he's here today, but even in his absence, I have to stand up for our viewers.
I guess this is actually the easiest implementation, because we can just totally we don't need to edit, I think, or manipulate our project builder, because that's we just pass it in, we just reuse it. So I guess all I'm gonna do is just hit Control dot to create a new project and get some exception. Let's ignore them. See how this worked. Yes. And we can add a project, and this will be a function. So we are now, since we're passing in a Lambda, we need to pass in a delegate. And there is 3 predefined delegates in the BCL. We have system.action. We have, let's do something. We have system.func. And we have system.predicate. They all are delegates, but there are some, they're predefined. The most common predefined delegates. Where action without a non-generic action is just a method. The equivalent would be a void, a method that has 0 parameters. If I have, for example, this method, this has 1 directory info parameter, this could be an action of directory info. And if I have more, the more parameters, if it was a method, the more parameters, the more T's I pass in here in this action, and the more generic it gets. But it's basically void, so we don't have a return type. If we also have a return type, then we use a function, or a func, because a func now has at least 1 generic arity, which is the result, so the out. If we would have, let's create a public string returning method. If we would like to depict that, then we just say string. We should be actually able to assign that like so. Yeah, we need to return something, otherwise this doesn't compile. And if we additionally have parameters as well, we just put them, I think, in front. Am I embarrassing myself? Yeah, they're in front, and the last one is the out. So if we have an input number and an input text, we could, the shape of this in a func or in a delegate would be int string and the return string here. The predicate is a special action that always returns Boolean. So it's like an action, no, because an action is void. It's a special function. It's like a func that always returns Boolean. So if we would have a bool returning method, now we could say here int and string. Okay, long story short, what we want to in this lambda that we write in the test, we pass in a builder,
Yep.
but we don't really return. And well, I guess we also need to return something from that function. No, we don't return anything in this function. We just call add build the add document add methods. So this would be a void function. Therefore, we can use just an action.
Awesome.
Yeah, long story short. So we have an action with our project builder. How do we call this? Action. Current action for now.
Okay.
But what will this, since this is for the fluent syntax, we then pass in, we return the physical project builder again. So we return this. So that this fluent syntax works. So we see this is now compiling. And yeah, I guess this is kind of already from a syntactic point of view working. We just need to add now actual documents. We could now here say using system. Let's use, like we did in the others, let's use the war string literals. And let's add another document. Oops. That now is using system and using system.collections.generic. Having one too many in the first project. And
is it one too many?
This
No.
Oh, 3 must be 3.
Yeah.
Actually, it must be at least 3. If we open with 4, then we must also close with 4. But it must be at least 3 to be a war string literal. You could have had many. Let's say we do. So this. One too little. Have I? Yes. So this would be still a war string literal. This is because if you actually have.
Can you hear the dog barking outside?
Yes.
It's so
loud,
loud.
actually.
He's okay. He's just really. We have a dog park right next door, so sometimes it gets a bit noisy.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. I think they're gone now.
So if you actually have a war string literal within your war string literal, then we won't cut it because now it would mean that it terminates here. Does it? Oh, that actually works. I thought this would already be an error. No, because I have 4. Counting is hard. There we go. Now we have 3. Yeah, now that's an error because the war string literal is terminated here. But if we start with 4, we must end with 4, and now these 3 are part of the string and no longer seen as a terminator for that string literal. Terminator, cool. Yes, and the same goes with the interpolation, because you can also do string interpolation. Let's say we have a public void method in here, and if I don't do string interpolation, then we can just put in any break.
Oh.
What are curly braces called again? Parentheses? No, parentheses are the round ones. Braces? Braces, yes. I think.
Braces.
We can have as many braces as we want, but if we also want to have string interpolation, let's say we have a string text here, and I want to fill that into the string, use it through string interpolation. Let's say we want to actually assign the string here. We have a string text equals to interpolate this text. Now this is this is just a single brace. But we also have a
single set of braces.
Single set of braces. But we also have the single set of braces for the for the opening and closing of the method. So if we want to keep these because they are C# syntax and want this as interpolation, we could say, we could post in here $2 marks, which now says if there is 2 braces, then they will be interpolated. And I added this on the wrong string. Need to add it here. Now we see that this is actually now this variable and interpolated. If you would have 10, if I counted correctly, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. No, way too many. 14. Now we would need to have 14 of these to count as string interpolation.
I wonder if anyone's actually like using that many for anything, like, or is it just to make one of those like funny codes for like, you know, April Fools or something? Like if you,
I guess what may be used a lot if you do write Roslyn-based tests, then maybe using 2 for interpolation and 4 as terminator, so that you can in your string have raw string literals, but also but 2 because I think you rarely have 2 opening or more than 2 opening braces in a C# syntax. I think this is invalid. I can't think of anything. I think this is like common. I guess doing something with Roslyn is not all too common. What's really common is JSON. If you write a JSON document, and there you usually have single quotes and single braces. So I guess then this would be for JSON. This would be common to have to also escape 2 braces as interpolation, because in JSON you have the braces as what do you? Yes. I can't think of JSON.
Yeah, me too.
And that was a
bit
of a
concept.
Fun with raw string literals. Oh, let's keep it. It should be well if you put it in a class.
Yeah, why not? Yeah.
Put it in a class, then it's valid C#.
Spice it up.
Let's have that part of our test.
Yeah, easy.
Cool.
Next project. No.
Oh yes,
do we
next
need more documents?
Then we add 1 project, and let's say this project has 2 documents. Maybe let's format it like so. Then it becomes a little bit more apparent. And let's do. Then we have the next builder. We add 3 documents this time.
Okay, I help.
Yes, please.
I help by copy pasting.
Sure.
Okay, but
using system. Just add some usings.
You add usings. No, I know what you mean with the 3 and 4. That's really annoying.
Yep. It takes a while to get used to them. I still do them wrong.
Why am I so far away? Using system. We're using system every time, right?
Let's have yes, we kind of do.
Okay.
System is always there because, it's rare that you only use language keywords, and the most prevalent types, the most prevalent non-collection types are in system. Yeah.
Okay. I want to use a link as well. Can you just also see? Oh, let's try multi-cursor. Yes.
Ooh.
Easy peasy lemon squeezy.
Ooh, cool.
Yeah. Done. I did 2 usings. You did 6 in the same amount of time.
You need. Let's.
Did I mess it up as well?
Yeah, we need a semicolon.
Oh my god.
Yeah, well, it's hard if it's just a text and there is no compiler.
I know it's like it's basically rocket science. It's so complicated. It's actually difficult stuff.
Well, actually, what was it? It was 2008 with my first programming course. I actually had to write on paper.
No way.
Yeah.
But I
So
used to do that in my first class ever as well. I wrote like notes on paper to like
yeah,
from the class.
cool.
I think it's a noob thing. Or I also printed out like the lectures and stuff to, I don't know,
Cool.
read through them later or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't do that anymore. I used to also have a notebook, like a physical notebook on my desk every day at work. And
Mhm.
I don't have that anymore. I read all my notes on
I
my PC. Oh, you do?
yeah.
Okay.
Well,
I
yeah,
thought
I
I was
guess
like graduating to like being, you know, more experienced and doing more stuff like the big developers. But actually, no. The big developers write on paper every now and again.
No, I wouldn't. Well, I guess I'm big, but that's a different. That's a physical. No, never mind. No, I also go in the
That's not what
self-burn
I
land.
meant.
Why do we self-burn ourselves today so hard?
I don't know. I don't know. It's just one of those days.
To an afford, yes, and then we need to initialize the project. Okay, yeah, a couple of exceptions here and there.
They're not here.
And then, and I guess now we just need to get this running because when we run this right now, it should dramatically crash because we show some not implemented exception somewhere.
Imagine if it's just green. Done.
And not implemented exception, yes. So we now, this is okay, we create a solution and we create a new physical solution builder. Now this physical solution builder has a directory and we add additional projects, and those are via those action callbacks. So what we need to do is to get a hold of this delegates that we pass in here.
You had to return this. What does that
Yes.
do?
It
Return
returns
anything that.
So you can only do this on an instance method. On a static method, there is no this instance, but in an instance method, you have the this instance, which is the current instance that this method or this member is invoked on.
Okay.
So calling add project on the instance that is returned from create solution will return now this same solution or this same instance again, because if we would draw this out, we have here our physical, let's do our builder, and then use the builder here. Now, since we call add project on this builder instance, this will be referring to this instance. So we return the instance again so that we can call add document in a fluent way. If we wouldn't do this with a fluent syntax, what we would need to do, if this was void, we would need to call add project semicolon builder.add project. So we always need to state the builder again like so. We can't do it in a fluent way. But if we return this, then we can basically chain them. And since add project is now returning this builder instance again, we can basically merge these two calls into
One.
being on the same instance, because this add project is now returning the instance here again, and we just invoke basically on this instance that is returned here, call add project just again. So basically calling it on this instance again. So we use the same instance. And this is very common with builder patterns, having this fluent to enable fluent syntax.
Awesome. Thank you.
There is something. Rexdex is mentioning, how about adding helpers? That includes some default similar to that was in scripting tests. I can't copy text here, can I?
Why not? Really?
No, in the backend that I'm viewing it, I can't copy the text. I can only, when I click it, it highlights. Let's see. I'll just enter it. This will be GitHub scripting. Does this suffice to find it? Let's enter Westwood scripting. Yes, this will be in tests. Rostlin scripting tests. Core, AdNet Core default references. I guess we could, if we understand what you mean, as we could have, if we, to, where could we? I'm afraid I'm not exactly sure. Yes, I guess because we mentioned we always have system. Since we always do system, we could actually implicitly always have it as a default. But if it's only one, if it's only system, I kind of like it to have it explicit. But if we would have multiple, then yes, we could actually have
default usings.
This we could actually. That's That's how.
Yeah, I mean we are kind of using the same usings in all that.
Yeah.
Or similar ones. But yeah, we want to have like different
default
amounts.
usings. I'll keep this as a comment to think about it later. Well, we could actually as default usings. What we could do is we include the implicit usings that are part of the implicit using set. When we go,
dog is back, isn't it? Sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm not even hearing it because I've got, first of all, the headphones and I listen to like every day. So
yeah,
I'm like, I'm gonna mute myself.
How can I view the CS approach? There it is. So, no, there it is. Since we have implicit usings enabled, they give us per default. If we jump to our artifacts, we haven't built it yet, therefore it's not. No, there we are. Debug.
I think we're good.
That's not in bin debug, that's in obj. We could have. Why can't I? Is this in debug? There we are. The default usings, this global default usings that are the implicit usings. When we enable this global file is automatically part of the project, so we get per default these usings. So I guess these systems, system connection, generic I/O, link, NetHTTP, threading, and tasks seem to be the default using. So we could have a helper method actually emitting these.
Yeah,
I like that idea. Let's copy that in. So we'll take a look at this afterwards. Cool. Great idea. Thank you. And to go back to the other thought. Yes. So that's a fluent syntax. And now we are adding projects one at a time. And we need to store these. So let's keep ourselves a collection. One can grow, so it's just a simple list of actions of physical project builders. Let's initialize it to empty. And we just store them in this list here. Because then afterwards, when we initialize, we actually now need to call these callbacks. So we can just invoke them or just, so that's a collection. There we go. So we need to for each them. That's one action in actions, underscore actions. And this is now a delegate to a method. So we can invoke that method. But that method actually, since we specified here, needs a project builder. So we need to create a new project builder. Physical project builder. The physical project builder, I believe, requires a directory. We have that already. It also needs a language. Oh, come on.
Funny.
It's the using C#. Yes. So create yourself a new builder and pass this builder into this method. So we now basically invoke these, and we now have our builder set up and can initialize each builder. So the flow is when we initialize the solution, we create a new builder, invoke the callbacks. So now this will be called. We add a document to that project and then initialize it. And this one needs some things that we should also pass into this initialize method. So we just forward it.
But sorry, what do we initialize in there? The project or
each project, yes. Because we already implemented for previous tests, we already had the physical project builder. And when we initialize that, we actually have the logic that we create. So when we have the project.write, and this actually now creates the physical file of the project on disk. And we now reuse that logic, but for every add project we called, we create these and initialize them. So we now created all the projects.
And what are you passing in again? Kind TFM and language version.
Yes. So the project kind is if we want to have a classic project or an SDK-style project.
Yes. I remember. That's the thing, like, because we're only like streaming every other week. Sometimes I forget. Sorry.
And it's been a while. I think we built this pretty much a year ago. I'm also just copying what we had previously. And target framework that we want to target each project for, and the language version. If we don't do anything as a default from the target framework, we can also specifically override it.
Got it.
Now we have all the projects, but we still need to create the solution. Emit solution to disk. Now this may be tricky because excuse me. Double click. There we go. I don't feel like emitting this. How about you? What we could do is use the command line. Still there. No, it's not. That's from the previous. Let's see if we create a new. We could use. There is a template. The .NET. Oh, that's .NET new list, which is creating us a. Where's the SLN? I guess here. So we could create a solution file from this template and then use also, again, the .NET CLI. There's a SLN command where we can add projects to a solution. So we could use the .NET SDK to assemble the CS project for us, which could save us a lot of pain.
Okay. But how do we do that?
We need to do this via the process. You can have you can create a new process.
Yep.
That's in system diagnostics, I believe. And this process we can pass in. Can I find this? It returns an exit code when it's done, but there's also there should be constructor that takes. Can't I find this? Should be constructed that takes like process options. Maybe using the wrong type. We actually have this already in a different test.
Yeah.
Now that rings a bell. We have that in our
for you.
Globalizer tests, I think, because we restore projects, and that's of course in the integration tests. The interceptors, locator tests, and we do this in here. Oh yes, so we created a .NET type where we can invoke the commands. For example, we can also .NET new, because we wanted to create a .NET new. We need, for this test, we want to create a .NET new web API project.
Oh, okay.
Web API AOT project. That's part of the template list. Web API AOT, and we're using the command line or the .NET SDK for this already. And there should be the code. We have a start process method. There is this start process. We pass in a file name. So this would be .NET for us. We pass in arguments and some additional option, which is now under the hood. Okay, so this is now this is our abstraction, and here is the actual code. We create a process start info that is used to then start the process. Yeah, okay, we can't new a process. There is this factory method with which we can start a process, because that's also starting the process already. And then we also await its result. And so let's do that here as well. We have in this initialize, we have our .NET class, and currently we have new. We already have a new, so let's add a new option for solution. Let's say solution here. And if we have a solution, does this work? No. Template.solution, then we say new solution. Let's create the method. Did it? No. Private async task. This is just a task. It doesn't return anything. We say new solution, async. And we then just call, where is our, we have the start process method here. We pass in .NET. And now we pass in some arguments. We say .NET new and SLN. And this should now create a new solution for us. We also, since a process will run and that process is disposable, we pass this in a using statement. And then, we can also do some waiting and timeouts. Let's not do any timeout. Let's just wait for successful exit. Let's not do any timeout. So let's do, what should be our timeout? Let's do a time span dot from seconds. Let's do 30. It should be fine. No, it actually should be less, 5 seconds.
Okay.
Is it 10? Let's do 10. Wait that, and this should not create a new solution. What am I doing wrong here? Cannot convert to task because it's, oh, hold on, this must return a string. I guess, okay, this should maybe return the name of the solution, but I don't really know that yet. Let's see if we need that, the name of the solution, because our current API then creates the string of the project that we have created, or the solution. Not sure if we know that here. We don't get it as a return, so And well, actually, maybe we could. We could do it like this. We could give it a name. We could say solution, and we call it test solution.
Yes.
And then we also pass in --name and name of the solution and return it. So we now also know the name of the solution. So it's like this. Okay. And can this be?
Oh wow.
Okay, now we should be able to say new. Why does this not show up? Because we don't. We need a new. That's that's not a static method. So let's create a new net dot new async, and we can pass in the solution. And let's await that. Now this, of course, needs to be async. sync. And what does this need? This needs also a directory info. Yeah, we have that directory. Cool. And this should be good in creating a solution for us. Sync, and we need to await that. And then everything goes boom.
Yep. Oops.
Oh, yes, because we also, let's return, because I'm assigning it to something, but it's, let's also return the string of the project here, of the solution here as well. So now in here, we now have the name of the solution. And I wonder if that works. Let's find out. Let's go to files. Let's go to our artifacts. Let's clear all of them. Yes, please. And let's run the test.
That's
Can you hear the
now on your
sirens?
end. Yeah.
That's now me, yes. Yeah. Waiting until it's gone. Yeah. Oh, we have a build failure. That's not cool. Oh, there we have a method. Oh yes, we didn't pass in the. So we want to have SDK-style projects, and we want to use which target framework do we use currently? We use. Do we have initialize? We use Net6. Okay, let's use Net6 here as well.
And we don't need this text anymore, right? No, we do need it. Oops. Where did it?
Also, yeah, we use it here.
Method.
Yes. To show the actually this doesn't really add any value. Yeah, let's get rid of that and let's just inline. Let's add the string here, my text or something. Yeah.
Yes.
Because this is really not needed for the test itself. Cool. Let's give that a run again. And a failing test. That's good. Invalid operation exception. I guess that's good. Let's see what actually gets emitted on disk. We have our artifacts. Here's our test. We have a test1 CS that contains. Oh, it's not quite right, is it? Because we emitted more. We have. Oops, it should go in here. This should go away. We have test1. We have. Okay, here's our test2.
Yes.
And also our project, but we don't have a solution, and we also don't.
We had 3 projects. 3.
Yes, we actually have 3 projects, so something's wrong here.
Oh no.
Can we debug to see where the exception is exactly occurring? I'm also opening this in a Explorer so that we can delete this easily. Oh, it doesn't. Okay, let's see where it. Oh, already exists. Yeah, that's bad. We give the documents the same name. Okay. We currently don't group our project. We need to group our projects in directories.
What?
Because our test structure currently is, if we create a new folder, we have 2 C# documents and the project. But what we want now is, oops, I don't know how to do blackboard. What we want now is to have a folder project1 that now contains CS files. We want a folder project2 that also contains CS files, plus the CS project, and then alongside these folders, we now want to have a solution to mimic, because this is also the folder structure that we have in our project. We have a solution, and then each project is in a folder. So we have a folder and the CS proj. I guess this shows with our tests. So we have 2 test projects, and every test project is contained its own folder. So we need to group it like that as well.
Okay. And how do we create folders?
Because we actually pass in our project builder a directory. So we could create a new subdirectory per project. Let's say we have our index. We do directory.create, and we pass in, what does this get? This gets just a string, yes. So we pass in path.combine, our current directory.
Yes. Plus the index.
Let's call it
right?
test project, and then the index. So we have them numbered.
Smart.
Because we shouldn't, again, we can't have any duplicates. This would be the project directory. And now we pass in the project directory to the project builder. And this...
yeah, I might have missed that before. So maybe potential repetition here. But this directory, .create directory, like what is that? Where is that from, or what does that belong to? That one.
That's on the directory. So when it comes to system.io namespace, you have file-based file system operations. The big 3 ones are directory, system.io.file, and there is also a file, how is that called? File system info. Perhaps let's use other types. So you can have as a directory. Directory is a static type where you can do directory operations. An instance that represents a directory is a directory info. Same with file. On file, we have methods like copy. So we can copy a file. But if you want to have an instance of a file, this would be a file info. Both directory info and file info derive from file system info. So if you don't care if it's a directory or a file, but one of these, then you can use file system info. And there is also now just directory and file static class. And on the static directory class, we have create directory, which goes into the file system, checks if this directory exists already under this location. If it does, it does nothing. If it does not, it creates a new directory. And it also returns a directory info that holds the information about this directory, such as the name and the path. So in project dir, which is of type directory info, it's now an instance of directory. It also has an exists. We can check this, it exists. Well, it does, because we actually just created it. So we can say debug.assert. We can always assume that this one exists. This isn't there because we could also just new a new directory info. Directory info, I just pass in something. Now this would be a valid directory info, but it represents a directory that debug.assert does not exist because I haven't created it yet.
Oh, wait. Okay. No. Why? Doesn't it not? Why does it not
because
exist?
Because new directory info is just creating as this name is.
So you wouldn't see that in the Explorer or anything?
No. Only if I create it. I think, is there a .create method on there? Yes. So if I call create on that, now it's created if it doesn't exist yet. Basically, if I create a new directory info and then call create on it, it's semantically the same as if I call this helper method. I think there may be some nuances about behavior if stuff exists. Maybe this throws if it exists already. I'm not sure. Or is this also... that's not sure if this fails, but is the document, if I hover it, the directory cannot be... So there may be nuances in the behavior, but on the surface, they both create a directory. It's just different ways.
Okay. And create directory actually throws if
No.
it already exists. Oh, it doesn't.
No, if
Okay,
it does exist, and the documentation says that if it returns regardless whether this object returns regardless whether a directory
Yeah.
of the specified path already exists. So if it exists already, it returns a
does nothing.
directory info, but does nothing on the file system. If it does not exist, it creates the new directory on the file system and then returns this instance.
But what does
So
the
then
directory info
extract
actually
info.
look like in the file explorer? Because it's not. You said it's not a directory and it's not a file. I mean, it's both.
So you mean this directory info?
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
doesn't physically exist yet. I just
But we
basically
put info create.
so now after I create it, yes. But if we don't create it, it doesn't exist. I could, since this is just a type that that takes a path, but it doesn't actually create something on disk. So this is just a holder type or data. So this is why it's called info. It's just an data holder about or information about a directory. But it may or may not exist, because technically I could create it. Now task.wait for time span from seconds. Now let's wait for 50 seconds. In this meantime, some other task, some other operation, or I manually delete this directory. Now info.exists at this point of time now would be false, because it doesn't exist anymore. Because other processes could interact with directory infos and files as well. But a file info or directory info, this is not exclusive. So other processes could interact with these as well. If I open a file, there is file.open. I think there is a way where you can pass. I think when you enable the write mode, there is some file modes. I can't jump into these. Something like, no, it doesn't work. But there is some way where I could get I guess when I want to write to it, I can get some exclusive file access. This one I was looking for. We have file access. I could specify that I want, for example, read and write. And I think, now I'm actually not entirely sure. I would need to give this a try. But I think if you have two processes that try to write to the same file, not sure if the operating system says no. Well, if it doesn't, then two processes would totally interfere with each other. There is a way how you can get exclusive access, and it fails if some other process already has access. I think it's right, but I'm not entirely sure.
That's okay. Thank you.
But if we have mutual access, so if we only have read access, just as you can open a file on multiple notepads, instances, and then save them individually, they don't really lock access to the file. So, but they would override each other. So as long as you don't have an exclusive lock on a file, then another process could delete it, and then it doesn't exist anymore. Yet I still have the directory info or the file info. But then I would need to create it again before I read from it. Does this make sense?
It makes sense. Absolutely. Thank you.
And create directories is a helper method that physically creates a directory and then returns as a directory info. And if in this meantime here, when it's unlikely that, since we just created that, another process now would delete it in the meantime, it's fairly certain to say that it exists. However, it's not okay. It's not 100% guaranteed. It's not 100% guaranteed that it exists, but it's in our use case fairly certain.
Okay. Let's run the test again and see if that helped.
And it still says already exists. Let's take a look at the file system. Now I'm not sure which one it is. I guess they are ordered. Well, they are ordered, right? Time-wise. Yes, they are.
Well,
So it's just the last one. And in here, oh, cool. We
but
actually
it's
have
not.
a test project 0,
Yeah.
but we don't have a test project 1. This is where it fails.
Yeah.
So we write that we pass something wrong to the builder. We create a new directory. Yes, there we go. Mistake. Where is it?
What
The
happened?
specific solution builder. There we go. We create an index. We append this so that we always get an.
Oh, I
Yes,
see
exactly.
it.
Do you
We
see it? You
didn't.
want to fix it?
Yeah. Wait. Yes. Don't I have to put it like here, like index plus plus or something? No.
Yeah.
Okay. Woohoo. No. Index plus plus like this. Right? Bad?
Yes.
Okay.
This
Oh,
works.
this is
What you
I
could
can
also do.
like the thrill of
What you could also do is
yes.
inline it in here. You could also have it in here.
Yeah, that would be better.
And now, what is the difference between having index plus plus and plus plus index? Do you know the difference?
Oh my
Both
god.
compilers.
I do not know the difference, but I suppose no, I'm gonna embarrass myself. What is the difference? I've never seen this.
What are you supposing? No?
No, I don't know.
No?
I have no clue.
So if we have it before, that's the pre-increment, because a plus plus is an increment operator. You could also have a minus minus, that's the decrement operator. It's basically a shorthand for if I was writing index equals to index plus 1 or index to index negative 1. This is the shorthand, the minus minus and plus plus. If I now put it before as a pre-increment, it would, before anything in this line is executed, it would first so this would be executed first. So we have the 0 incremented to a 1, which means our first directory would get a 1 already. If we do it afterwards, it will be evaluated after this expression. So we will still have the 0 from here, and then after this directory has been created, we would increment it and then go on. So the first one would be 0. So with this, we would have 0, 1, 2. And with this, we would have 1, 2, 3.
And why does, because I mean, most people put it at the end, right? That's what I've seen so far.
This is usually the case because when you do a for loop, this is usually what you do, because in the first iteration, you already want, in the first iteration, you want to have still 0. Because if it was accessing an array, it's 0 based. I want to start at 0. If I would do this, actually, let's go to SharpLab. That's a very good point.
Yes, SharpLab time.
Finally,
that's always
time for SharpLab.
Yes, finally, we've made it through like quite a lot of stream without SharpLab, but yeah.
Let's have
never far away.
1, 2, and 3 in a string array, and we for over it. Start at index 0 as long as it's less than the length. We I++ increment it. And this needs to be a semicolon, and then we just that's not length, but count. No, it's a string array that is length.
What?
Semicolon. There we go. And we now access this texts array at index I, and we just get 1, 2, 3. But if we would pre-increment it, that actually, I thought, it doesn't. Okay, so for the because
this is why I love SharpLab.
Kinda.
This is like we always have these things like, and then it proves the opposite. What?
So actually, in the for loop, it doesn't matter, does it?
Okay.
It will be. I guess it will emit the very same code.
Okay.
Yes, it does. Okay, in the for loop, it does not matter.
Okay.
Yeah, because after the for, so this is the initializer. Then this is called before each. That the condition before each before each iteration. And this is the post condition. This will be called after each iteration. So we are this will be executed after this already. So it doesn't matter if we do it here or there, because it's definitely after here. So it was a bit of a mix up on my end. But if it is within the same line, if we would now say int, let's call this, convert this into a, can we do this into a for? Let's put this out. Let's just say, do it like so, because actually you can leave out parts here in the for loop. All these parts are optional. The initializer, the condition, and the post action, not sure how this is called, are optional. So you could just write semicolon, semicolon. But this is now infinite loop of infiniteness. Where is it? There it is, while true.
Nice.
And if we would now do it also, now the pre and post condition, now this actually matters. Because if we do it as a post condition, we run this infinite loop. Yeah, we're running an infinite loop. That's bad, of course. Let's start it again.
Oops.
1, 2, 3. But now, if we would do this as a pre-increment, we would get index 1, 2, 3, and index 3 is out of bounds because zero-based array. In this case, it would matter. Yeah,
makes sense. Okay.
Cool. Great questions. I haven't thought about this in a long time. That's really cool. And
that's why you have me to drag you back to the basics. And let's run the test.
Forgetting about them as well. Yeah. We have it open. Still getting used to Fleet.
Yeah, but
can I run the test for me? No. Oh, I can just run it here. Okay, and this passes, but I'm wondering if it passes for the right reasons. We don't have any assertion, but it doesn't fail.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
But it should create the project for us. And here's our artifacts. We have here, and it does create. Okay, it creates 1 and 0 and 1. It doesn't. Oh yes, because we actually created just 2, haven't we? We added 1 project and another project with 3 documents, and there they are. So the
perfect.
The first project in the second. The second document in the first project should have the class, which is here. There we go. And the third document is system generic link and system generic link. Here we have threading tasks. Here's just system and link in the first one. And there it is. Cool. So we now emit a project. Now we should be able to also emit a solution, and it's there already, isn't it? There it is. We have the solution as well. Now let's add to the solution.
Okay.
Let's create, I hope, can we do this rather quickly?
Wait, I need to follow you.
I hope to just quickly say public static. Are these static? No, those are instance. Process. Start process, because just copying. Sorry, need to make up my mind.
What are the options? Oh my God, now it's a race car. Do you hear that?
Yeah, it's a race car. Through your flat.
Oh my God. Love it. City life. Woo. The urban experience.
Wait. So we don't need any return. We just say timeout. No, time span from seconds. Let's do 5 here as well. This should be quick. Okay. Async. So we start a new process, .NET. This time we use the SLN command. And in SLN, we want to add a new project. And the add now takes a path to the project that we want to add. So which should be the project here. And this could be it, I hope, unless we have some path. There may be path problems. How can we view the test again? Is that there we go.
Yeah, but I also can't run it from here.
Oh, we can't run it from here. Okay, but we can navigate to the
I
test and then
couldn't figure
debug
it
it.
out. Yeah. Might be a way.
And okay, yes, of course, because I'm not calling it. This won't work. So we create our .NET here. And .NET how did I call it? Add project to solution. And we say, let's not return here. Let's store this solution. Return it here. Whew. Okay, and now we can await the project. And we need the project names. Because the builder currently does not. Oh, it does. It does have the project name. Cool. So we need to keep a hold of these builders. Let's get. Okay. We do a builder array.
What was that?
My thinking cap. I don't know. New thinking mode. We want. Let's just do a list for simplicity. Always making it more complicated than it has to be. We have our builders here. Now, when we create those builders, we add them to the builders as well. And at the end, we can now for each after.
Nice.
Actually, we can. Let's do it the other way around. We can save a lot of stuff. Let's do it immediately. So we create a project and then add it to the solution. That's way simpler. So let's create the solution first, and then per project, after initializing it, we will also add it. And in the builder, we do have we haven't exposed that yet, but we only have it as a private field, but we can easily just add a new property, internal string project name. Now we expose. Well, we still can't write it, only read it, but we can now get a hold of the project name. And this could, let's see. Navigate to the test. Work, perhaps, hopefully.
Tim.
Are we timing out? Oh no, we are on a breakpoint. Yes, we're on a breakpoint.
When did we add a breakpoint?
Yeah, I added a breakpoint, but yeah, but I can't.
So fast.
Are we here?
Huh.
If I hit F10, a step over. There's a breakpoint. Okay, because I want to check the project. Test project. Wonder if this works.
Oops.
It doesn't. We have exit code 1. Does that say what the error is? No, it just says exit code 1. Because I think what we are doing is this is more complicated than I thought. I guess we have some file path issues.
Yeah.
Now there's only one project, right? Only one project. So because it's adding to the solution failed, I believe, because nothing is here. So what we do is .NET SLN add, and then a project name test project, and I guess this doesn't suffice. Could not find project or directory test project. Guess
But isn't it?
test project 0, yes.
Yeah.
But this actually works. Huh. And if we would look at the file, now it's there. Okay. So I'm not certain where the problem is. Let's do another breakpoint and see where we end up. Okay, we have, what's the project name? The project name is, can we see that here? No, that's from the builder. Here's the builder.
Yeah.
And the project name is test project. Oh, it's not test project 0. So our builder is using the wrong name because we haven't, into the builder, we don't pass the name of the project that we expect it to use.
Okay.
So let's extract that. Project name, string project name. And we have a method for that already on the builder. We can say builder.with project name. Well, actually, we don't really need that because we have the project name already.
Yeah.
Just pass it in here.
Done.
Hopefully.
Go.
Maybe. Potentially. It turns, we don't have any assertion yet, but it passes. It should succeed creating these files. If we go to the latest one, here it is. We now have the 2 test projects and the solution contains them.
Yes.
No, contains. Oh, yes. Well, they're called both called test project, but they're in different files.
But why are they called test project? I don't understand. Because
I guess this is okay. Perhaps we do still need the builder.with project name.
Yeah. Let's try again.
We built this like a year ago. I can't recall anything.
I know. I guess I'm struggle like after the weekend to sort of like remember what I did last week. And like with this, it's just hopeless.
Who wrote that? Oh, it was me. Cool. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
That
now
looks,
we got it.
Right.
And now
assertion
we can
time.
continue with the rest of the test.
No,
in the prep session, we said I'll take over quickly doing the infrastructure, and then you write the test. Okay,
but
that quickly was 1.5 hours. No, definitely. I mean, sorry. I mean, driving. This is what I meant.
Yes. But that's the thing. Like we get a lot more done when you drive, so that's always good.
Now we get a working test. No, you take the steering wheel.
Okay. So, but wait. So we've got the arrange section.
We have our solution arranged. Yes.
Yes. So now we act. And what do we want to do? We have it in the name already. We want to count.
Yes.
So I can just copy this. Well, it's just a way. Can I just copy it from other tests? Is it just like run it?
Sure, we thought about it because I would have forgotten how that we did it anyway.
Did we just do this?
We also need the arguments because we're now basically invoking, not directly, but indirectly doing it from invoking our command line infrastructure.
Okay. Get the arguments using count, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Copy pasting like a champion. Is that also like the right inline? How do we format it?
I guess that's fine. It should be. Okay. Looks good.
Good. Done. Is it done?
Then we need to first. We need to the arguments that we using count because we want to pass a solution.
Using count and then wait. We need another argument, which was dash dash solution, right?
Mhm.
And then we need to give
The
the
name
solution.
of the solution, yes, and I believe we got it here. We should be able to use that string, unless I likely made a mistake there, but should be able to use solution. Yeah.
Just like that?
Yeah.
Or to string?
So no, that's cool. So we would now be calling using count, and we pass a solution. Yeah. Then we run it, and now we
Yes.
expect. How do we do that? We have some.
Yeah.
Let's do just console verify anything, and then we get. Let's add some dummy string or something so that we then get a diff of what is wrong.
Okay. And then
What's the first one? The first one is okay. We have output and errors. So let's pass just as a first string the output we expect. Something just as a string.
Oh. Expect no. What is it? What do we expect? Nothing.
Let's just expect something, and so we will definitely get a test. So now we expect then a failing test. Let's see. There may be still something wrong with the solution name here, though. But I guess we get to that. Now we fail because.
Okay. Well, actually,
invalid operation. Okay. Unfortunately, we don't see the entire thing. Let's go to the because this is what our assertion here. I'll just so that we see the entire string. Build in something here. If we have output, if the console out does not match.
Oh wow!
Our output.
What is that? I've never seen that before.
Those are rituals. Those Litaguren. Litagurs. I only know the German word. Litagur. I need to check that on a dictionary.
Liturgers.
Oh no, it's not ligatur. There we go. I also made the German word wrong. It's not Litagur. Nein. It's ligatur. Yes. Stuart knows it.
Yes. Hi, Stuart.
Thanks for joining. How can we?
Thank you so much.
Ligatur? Ligatur. Oh yeah. I kind of want to pronounce this French. Ligatur. No.
Yeah.
Ligature. Okay.
No, I don't even speak French.
So there is basically some characters that are combined into one. Do they also have? No, they don't have these. But a exclamation equals is combined into this different character. Cool. So it's basically now rendered in as a different character. If we take a look at our source control, it would still be the exclamation point equals. This is how. Okay,
so it's just to make it more.
The editor readable. Is rendering it. Yes. Yeah. The same also with the lambdas. You see, this is not equals to arrow, but it's separate character.
It's a fancy. Yeah, fancy arrow. Okay.
Ligatur.
Ligaturs.
I'm just gonna write do something down. Quickly here so that we get the entire string. Ligature.
Can we practice that until next time?
Oh yeah. Oh, that goes on the words list to learn to pronounce.
It already went to mine, so yeah.
I was hoping to show that it shows the text. Actually, it does not.
It does not. How do we know?
Well, I guess we could do the. And do a breakpoint here so that we know the actual. Okay, we definitely need to enhance our. Where is it? Our assertions. that they show more of the entire string, preferably. Then X unit, so it equals, they cut it off. I'm not sure if there is like an easy way to do that. Maybe when we switch to fluent assertion, I can imagine they have more options on that.
Ooh.
And
It's gonna be a good episode.
So yeah, because I'm a fool. We don't have anything in out. We only have stuff in error. My bad. And here is our unhandled exception. If we can it. Is it here? There it is. There it is. Yeah, okay. Specify a project file.
Okay, but I thought I did.
Yes, but
well, a solution file, right?
Yes, but we haven't implemented. I actually would have expected a different error, that this option is unknown, because we're using -- solution, but we haven't actually implemented -- solution yet.
Yeah.
So we need
okay, that's weird.
System.command line style now need to add this solution. I was expecting something like option switch not found.
Can you try it to like manually to put a -- solution in?
So if we do still have the tool here, using count, if we just do it like this. What does this give us? It says specify a project file. The current directory does not contain.
Okay, so we get the correct.
We have that maybe a problem in our logic or in our validation logic. We need to revise that.
Okay, great.
I was just expecting something different.
Open a bug.
So let's go. That's right. Copy this to the to-do list. Perhaps we'll take a look at this next time to improve the error message. But now it's time to actually do the switch for the solution. So we go to our add interceptor command, and here it's now time to add our new. We already have a this adds the project, and sorry, that's the interceptor. My bad. Can I go back? No, I can't. Using directives. There we are. We already. Why did it jump to intercept? I'm using directives. Oh, because when I click here, my bad. I need to use different shortcut.
Okay.
We add here. This is where we also had the force command to, if we don't pass any usings, we can force to globalize all of the usings. So here is our using counter, where here's our project.
Woohoo!
I guess the parser here doesn't fail because there should be some option fail if option not found.
Yeah.
Okay, so we now want to add the new solution option.
Okay, so wait, where do we add it though? Like.
So here is our project option. Let's add it below or above.
Okay, below. Let's do below. Okay, a new option. Wait, I'm just gonna find where. Okay, it's below there, and it's like, what is it? Solution option.
Solution option.
Option, and then it's. I love it when it's already coded there. Then I can check it. New option. New option.
Now the option is generic. We can give it a type argument of what this option should return. In the
yeah.
No, go ahead.
Isn't it? Wait, what does it return?
So it could be so basically it returns that what the user then passes in the -- solution option.
So like a file in.
Yes.
Wait.
Yes.
File info.
File info, yeah. There's also the file info we talked about earlier. And that's the one that we use in project as well. Because system.command line, well, it's actually a string that is passed, but system command line then interprets this as a file info. And we can also say existing only, so that it verifies if it actually exists. That's the property that we took a look at earlier. And used under the hood, I would assume. And as a first argument, we can pass in either one option or we can pass in a collection of options, which are then the aliases.
Okay. And the first one had dash dash solution, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then second one
Could also have an alias. Yeah.
is the alias, which we discussed
Since
in
we have
detail, but I
since we
still don't know
since we
what
have
we agreed on.
since we use Purge as a shortcut for the project, let's use like the common thing that's SLN. It's also since the command line is also referring to it as with the .NET New SLN, then SLN. But this is
I did
now
it
we
wrong.
need to pass them in as a collection, because if we take a look at the constructors, we are now currently invoking that one where the second string is the description. But the one we want to invoke is this one, so we need to pass in as a collection, or in a way to be more precise, for the aliases to be. And we can do that via the C#12 collection expressions.
Oh, so just this, right? No. Yes. Oh my god. I love doing this. I'm like, I'm so nervous. Like I can feel like my fingers being like super, and like literally every sound you make is sort of like a, oh my god, I did something wrong. I deleted everything. No. Everything's gone. Yes, no,
And
medium.
no, that's exactly. We now call that constructor. We see called the aliases constructor. We can also add optionally at the description.
Yes, description. But what's the description?
Solution file. We can improve that later. The solution file or something.
File. Easy. Okay.
And now we want to read that. So I guess we also need to think about logic. That what if we pass both? But let's first get the solution out of there.
Okay. Solution is context. Oh my god, this is exciting. Tim, we need a music while I type in super slow. Oh no, that's wrong. It's not an argument, it's an option.
Mm-hmm.
And can I just steal it from client?
No. This since we use the project option in multiple locations, we extracted this to a separate static property. But currently we only have it local here. I guess later on when we also want solution for all commands to be reusable, so we'll later on then extract that one as well. But for now, we can keep it local. And yes, and this pass it in now as nullable, because what happens if it's not found? So what we can also add to that option is, because we do this for project as well, to deal with non-existing ones. So after option, you could add, again, using a fluent syntax style that is returning this as an instance, we can, after creating the option, call existing, validate existing or something.
After which option? Sorry, I didn't.
So we create the option here, and just after we call the constructor, we can say dot.
What? Wait, we're checking for null, right? What are we dotting?
No, not checking for null, but we also want to validate. We also want to validate that it's only existing files.
Okay.
And we can do that. There is an extension method that we use already on the project. We can say just dot existing only. And we can just pass that after invoking the constructor of the
No. Is it?
Yeah.
Oh my god. Oh yes.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Oh my god. I'm almost shaking. Almost.
Alternatively, because existing only, again, this is what's it called? The fluent pattern. It's again returning the same instance that it's passed in. We could just, with our builder that we used for testing, we could also just write it here. But both, it's the same. Whatever you prefer.
Yeah. This.
Cool. And now we know if solution is not null.
Yeah.
Then we know it's existing, and we also know that the user has passed it. If it's null, then the user has not passed -- solution.
Okay. Has not passed dash
Yeah.
solution.
So if we could .NET, not .NET flash over using existing count, if we say let's pass -- project,
Yeah.
now project won't be null, but
Yeah.
solution will be null. If we pass in dash solution,
Ah, I
solution is not
got
null,
it.
project is null. And if we
I
pass
got it.
both, solution and dash project, now neither will be, well, both will be not null.
Okay.
So in case we have a solution, we need to pass. Okay, if we go down our logic, what we currently do is we just say here project file path. We could, because we could either copy this method. Maybe that's actually the more clean thing, because we also want to deal with the output as well.
I love the sound of copying. That sounds reasonable.
Let's copy this method, the count using async.
Oh, I copied. Oh my god, I
Should
didn't
I?
even follow you. Yes, please.
Okay.
I'm not even the right.
So let's copy that method. Let's
Oh, I
rename
am
this
the
into
right.
count project usings. And here we build solution usings. And here we now know this is a solution file path. Solution file path. Okay. And now we need to change, because here we open the project. Let's change this to open the solution instead.
Yes. Solution. No. Okay. Yes.
There's an extra T.
God damn it.
Now the return, of course, is not a project anymore, but a solution.
Oh, yes. Oh, okay. I'm just gonna do this. I'm scared. Oops. Small and large.
Cool.
Squeezy.
And then we invoke our count async. And this is what we built last time. We can pass in a solution and we for each over them and then return. Well, last time we actually returned just an array. What we changed in the meantime, we changed it to an immutable array, because we also accept immutable arrays to keep the API. Now I forgot the word that I like so much. Consistent, yes.
There you go.
So we no longer have just a result. We now have an immutable array, or a collection of results.
Okay.
How do we now want to print all of these results?
For each?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay, great. I'm sorry. But wait, but we have a for each here. What do we do here? We print them as well.
Yeah, those are the usings that we have per result. So one result represents the result of one project. But now we have multiple results where each result represents one project. So we need to, for each overall project, that we get the result per project, and then we for each the usings, so that we can print
like nested
all the
for
usings.
each.
Yes.
No. Yes. Awesome. Okay. Oh, that's not right. I wanted to do a cool tap thing.
Yeah.
But it didn't work. Why? It did work. Okay.
It auto completed it with some Roslyn type.
Okay. And result in results. The results. Oh my god, why is there an A? It needs to be vars.
And that looks good already. We need, okay. Do we also want to, what we currently don't return is the solution name. We don't know that. Actually, so because on results it's just a collection. We currently return that. Maybe we should do that too. Or we just don't do it, we could just move that line down to the here, so we print out the name of each project.
Wait, oh my god, this is down to where? Sorry.
In the first line of the first for each.
First line.
Before the second for each. So we print out actually solution name and use, I guess, project name. Or we should have some property like project name on that, because this is now a using count result, which represents the result of one project. Cool. And this, I guess, should work already. So we print out for each project, we print the project name and then all the usings within that project. Then go to the next project and so on. And yeah, I guess now we just need to call that method. I'll copy it up here. So this will be globalize project usings async. And globalize, I made a mistake. Here we are. Project usings async. But we also want to call the solution async, and where we pass in the solution.full name. And now we need some if. Which one do we select?
Some if?
Yeah, since we don't want to run both.
Yeah.
We need some condition where we run the project one and when we run the solution one.
Okay, so like if
you can utilize the nullability here, because file info will be null if the user has not set the -- project or -- proj option, and solution info won't be null if the user set the -- solution or -- SLN option.
So like something like if project is null, run solution, right?
If project is null, then like yes, sounds good.
If it does, wait. So if the what are we? Wait, are we going for like has the project option been called, or are we going like has a project been found? I'm very confused what we're checking.
Let's for project, now check. Right? Let's for now go with if it has been passed. Well, we also have we know since on the project we also have the existing only validation, so we know if it's not null, the user has passed it and it's also existing. I guess you're right. We need to deal with the logic if
I need to copy paste.
If both are passed.
Oh my god!
But we'll figure that out.
I did it. Okay. Else, do this. Do we need an else? Well, we don't.
Do an else, yeah.
And then I'm always doing it like this, and then you show me how to do it like more concisely. But there you go.
Cool. actually, there is. I think there is actually a refactoring for that. Is that?
Yeah, there is.
Is there? Okay. Ooh, what they're suggesting is version with. Not sure if we can use a ternary operator there, but we are waiting there as well. Actually, why is this not suggested? What we could do? Well, this is actually. No, this is not returning something, so we don't have an expression here. No, I think we can't. That's actually.
Oh, really? That's first.
And now we still have what we still need to deal with is some ambiguities. Ambiguities. If we have multiple solutions.
Yeah.
No solution, nor, or let's call neither solution nor project. And what if we have both solution and project passed? Neither passed or multiple solutions are found. This is like for the implicit one. because we also do the implicit logic. If we don't pass anything, then we implicitly search for the project. This is actually something that we need to disable now. So I'm disabling, this is our logic that if we, it only works for now if we have a project. So if we pass in the project, if we don't pass in a project, we search the current directory for exactly one project file.
Yeah.
If there is none, okay, there is nothing we can do. If there's multiple, ambiguity, we don't know. So please specify it via the -- project option. I'm disabling that as now because we don't want to pass any option right now. But yeah, so we need to basically reintroduce the default behavior. The default should be if neither is passed. Actually, we already wrote this. If neither is passed, then select project or solution if there is exactly one project or solution. So if we have both project and the solution, again, this would be ambiguous because we wouldn't know, do we want that project on this solution? But technically, that
sorry, I'm a bit confused. Like, if how do we want it to work? Like, if we just run the command and we don't specify anything, do we still want to have a default thing?
I would say so, because then we would lose the default. Our current default is use use a single project if there is a single project. We could expand that, use a single project if there is a single project, or a single project if a solution if there is a single solution. But if there is one solution and one project, again, that's ambiguous. So we could use like an exclusive or single project solution style. And if there is, we can use that as a default. Otherwise, it must be explicitly stated. But we can build that logic after we see that the current thing is running. And I'm still, we're still in debugging. And here we are about to fail. Test. It's actually what we expect. The question is it failing for the right reason? The verify is failing, yes, but we don't pass any. Output is not. Let's see. What if we get actually any. Let's see. We have string output.
Ligature.
And that's error. So let's see what we got. We got, okay, we do have an error. Null reference exception. Object reference not set to an instance of the object. We somewhere get a null ref. Where do we get then? Did I make something bad here? Interesting. If project is now, well, we're currently passing a solution. Well, we currently can't really, or the solution shouldn't be. Let's step here.
Yep. Debugging.
So we also our project is the solution is null, but we pass the solution. That surprises me. We pass using count -- solution, which I was hoping to. Do we have a typo? Match the solution. But we don't. Yes. We haven't. we didn't add the solution to the command yet.
Oh. Yep. Sorry, I just need to follow you into the right place. It's also count command. Oops. Jesus. Add. And then the option, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. Easy.
And cool. Let's give that another run. I'm still debugging. Okay. And now, okay, we don't hit that.
File does not exist again.
File does not exist. Cool. This is now actually the validation that we built in. Test solution is not found. Oh yes, I guess because we also need to pass in the .sln. We need to pass in the full name to our test.
Okay.
So because if we take a look at a previous test, I'm fairly certain that let's search for -- project. Yeah, we use the full name actually.
Okay.
And well, so what we do here, we return that's from our builder, doesn't add the right file ending. So if we go to the initialize here, we also need to add the .sln as well.
Okay.
Yeah, because we could perhaps change that a little to assume the file ending.
File does not exist.
Does not test solution.sln. Now we may have a problem with relative paths because that should exist. If we go to our test, we should have test solution.sln. Yes, but I guess because it's not the full path, we need to assemble a full file path.
Oh, okay.
So again, going to the initialize here, we do know let's do a path.combine. We know the current working directory, full name, and let's add that. Okay.
Nice.
This could do the trick.
I'm confident.
And now we have project is, there it is. Project is null. We have a solution.
Yeah.
And that's the full path. Okay, that's cool. So the validation that we set here, that existing only, now has passed. And we also run into the code that have we set a project? No. Then we
what?
Oh yeah, project is null. That's right.
Oh yeah.
It means our solution isn't.
Okay.
So we are actually, where is it? There it is. Solution full name. We pass in. Do we see that here? I guess somewhere. File info. Yes. So we pass in the full name to the solution into the new method. We open the solution. This takes a while, and now we should have two projects in there. We have two projects. And those two projects have, okay, this may take a while I can't even evaluate them. Anyway, if we step over that, we should get a couple of results here. And results. There we are. We have our two projects.
Nice.
And they have a couple of usings. So we should actually see our test. Continue. Fail because we're currently, what we are asserting is E and not that.
Perfect.
So I'm just,
you just copy paste that in. Yeah. Nice.
And this is what we expect. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Oh, I love war string literal. Oh no,
Oh, what happened?
it's still there. There it is.
Oh.
Do I need to hit right mouse button copy? Oh, it's Control Shift C, not Control C, to copy out of the console here.
Oh.
And okay, indentation. Guess you want to.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Not sure if that's the right one, but I guess this is the one that could make sense.
Yeah, let's see. Can manually count later.
When it passes, cool. I'll just add another string here so that to confirm that it fails if we. Oh no, we actually trim the output, don't we? So this won't fail. Let's say, yeah, we trim the output, so this won't. Oh no, actually, no. Okay, cool. And yeah, now we fail because the string didn't match. But if we do the correct one, it should go green. Cool.
Woohoo!
Now our tool
Awesome.
supports solutions. Now I wanna do a brief manual test to see it in action as well. I will just comment out this one here so that we get a new solution. But actually, no, that's our counter doesn't modify anything, so that's cool. We just go to the latest one created. Open in Explorer. It's here. Okay. We now get the path to that. Copy as path. So, okay, we want to run. Let's see if this works. Does this help? No, we have build errors. Interesting, because I also, we have build errors. .NET build will fail. No, it passes. Why can't I build? Okay. Is that just a warning? No, it's an error.
I don't know what's
already
happening.
defines a member called using sound with the same parameter in here.
So what are you trying to do?
Find out the compiler error. We have, is that in here? No, using count result. We have a duplicate. Oh, yeah. Okay. I guess at some point I hit Alt Enter or something, and then it created that. Now it builds. .NET 1. So we can pass in. Let's see if the help works. Oh, we need to specify the framework because we do multi-targeting. Now we need to explicitly tell it which framework to run on. It's run on .NET 8. And let's go to our using help. This now goes to our count help. Now here we should see the new solution option. There it is.
Woohoo!
So we should now be able to pass in -- solution, and I just pass in the directory here, but we need the exact solution. So we go .solution, and this should now print all the usings that we have in that project, which are, well, since it's the same project, this is what we expect. We expect project 0. This is the same output that we expect. Can we do it like so? And that seems to match. Cool.
Awesome. That's so cool.
Now we support solutions. guess we still have to deal with some corner cases.
Yeah.
I wonder if there is any. Yeah, because the extension method that we have here gets single
Yep.
project. That one is actually throwing if we don't find a single project. I guess we need to change this method
Yeah.
into not throwing and returning maybe null if nothing is found. Do the same thing for a solution. Try to find a single solution. And if we have either, so if neither project nor solution are passed explicitly, and we find either, so exclusive either a single project file or a single solution file, then we can take that. Otherwise, we fail and say, okay, we don't know what to do.
Awesome. Do you think that's something that we can still squeeze into this episode, or is this something for next time?
Let's see how far we go.
Okay.
Let's see how far we get. Maybe let's do the outline. Maybe let's create the method.
Yeah.
The method.
Maybe
bodies,
you drive
the
it, then
method
we
signatures.
can do it.
So okay, then I'll build the method signatures, and you then next week or in 2 weeks you then build the implementation. How does this sound?
Sounds great. Let's do it.
So okay, this one to do. Don't throw. I'll revert this. So we have currently return not nullable. Don't throw. Return null if none is found, or if more are found.
Yeah.
Return not null if exactly one is found. And now we want the same thing for a project as well, for a solution. So we say get single solution with the same
logic.
Semantics, but on the solution file. Throw new not implemented exception. To do what's it? Chapter 3. And then we can get single solution. Would this work if we have a? No, I think this would actually not work. But let's lay out the logic. If file, if -- project is passed.
Yeah. Now we go to
open
the arguments.
Project. Yes.
Yeah.
If -- solution is passed, open solution. If both are passed, that's an error. Ambiguous. Ambiguous. If none are passed, when exactly one solution, open solution. When exactly one project, open project.
That's going to be tricky.
And does not go away. And if both are found or multiple of each type, that's project or solution, that's an error. As well if none, if neither a project nor solution is found, also error.
Yeah.
And I think then we have a logic that we would. Is that what you would expect from the options we can pass?
Yeah.
-- project, both optional because they're options, both project and solution.
I wonder how often would it happen, do you think, that there is exactly one solution or exactly one project in the, like,
In our hierarchy, it's actually rather, if we take a look at our solution, well, 2 hours ago, it was very
Yeah.
likely that it's very unique because we have
Yeah.
every project is in its own directory. So depending on the current working directory, we are fine. And we previously also had a single solution in the root. Actually now, well, not the root, but in our source folder. Now we added another one, the SLNF file. So I guess this is also a to-do for next time to check.
Oh yeah.
Add
There you go.
support, add tests, and support for filtered solution files. And now this would, if we think of .sln and .slnf as one feature, the solution, now we would have here we would actually have an ambiguity already.
Yeah.
And
That's
I can
what
imagine.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
That's what I was thinking, that we'll actually run into quite a lot of ambiguities, and I'm yeah, not sure if
What
that's potentially sad, because I
what we
was
could do, excuse me.
no, go on.
What we could do is we could give solution a higher precedence.
Mhm.
So if we, so per default, if nothing is
Yeah.
passed, like the default option, we could, if exactly one solution is found, open solution, but ignore filtered solutions. If no solution is found, search for exactly one solution.
Yeah.
However, if there is more solutions, if multiple solutions, don't search for filtered solution. Because, yeah, we would give solution a higher precedence. So if there is no solution at all, we could find one filtered solution. If there's exactly one solution, then we just use that by giving solution filter less precedence. We could do that.
Yeah.
Then we would have less ambiguities. But then the filtered solution would have less, precedence. It's just on a logically. So solution and project would be on the same, had the same precedence, but solution filter has one lower.
Yeah.
What would you think about that?
Yeah, that sounds good. I think. I mean, at this point, like, because we're just counting things, I think it's okay to sort of have a little bit, like, to, rely more on the default. And if it's not the output that they expected or not the project that they expected, they can always specify. But I just like that it, yeah, exactly. Disambiguate it.
What do you like? I interrupted you.
What? No.
You started the sentence, I just like it.
Oh yeah, no, just because like using count, like it used to be so compact, I feel like, and I understand that, like when we're actually globalizing something, where I also said we should have like a force, almost like safety feature, so that you don't accidentally globalize or like change files that you really don't want to change. But like obviously it makes it more, you have to type in more, you have to consider more, you have to figure out more things. So I whenever possible, I'd like the default to be quite powerful, if we, because we're just counting stuff, we're not changing anything. That's what.
So does this now mean, do we want to apply the same rules for the counter as well, where we actually mutate the projects?
What?
Because mutate? For the we change the projects for, if we not the counter but the globalizer, excuse me.
Oh. When we change files, when we it's getting late, I'm forgetting language. When we change files, I would say to be on the safe side. Let's be specific. Let's also ask the users to be specific before we do something that everyone will regret. But yeah, it's just my opinion because I think when I tried it out, I accidentally also typed in the wrong stuff.
It's offensive on count.
But yeah, what do you think?
Well, I like consistency. I would like to have the same behavior as the other options because
consistency is a good point.
Yeah, you always get me with consistency. The question is, am I consistent with consistency? Probably not. Probably not at all.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, then we have quite some logic, Boolean conditions to implement next time.
Oh yeah.
And Frost on 1 to 16 is, I guess, asking the perfect question for exactly now.
Oh my God, that's perfect. Yes. When is our next stream?
We don't really have a what's the word, fixed schedule.
Do we not?
What's the word? Well, we're
what's
roughly
the general schedule? Yeah. We're not strict. We just whenever we have time, roughly every 2 weeks. But if you wanna, we always announce our next stream on stream. And if you follow on any social media, we always announce it there as well, also ahead of time, so you'll be notified when it's next. Currently, the next one, is that the next one? Yes, Wednesday, 29th of May. Same time, same place.
Yes.
So what is that? 5 p.m.
UTC.
Yes, it all says that. I just need to read, but it's late.
Well,
I cannot read anymore.
Here. Maybe I should edit here as well to be more specific. Yeah, I need to tinker with. I don't do all too much PowerShell. I'm learning PowerShell now.
No, that's fair. So that's going to be our next stream. So hopefully see you there. But if you want to see Stefan's stream before then, you can tune in tomorrow. Is it tomorrow?
I forgot about that already. Yes. So we'll be launching a new live stream format, and it will be the Code Polyglots, where this is super less strict schedule. It will be maybe once every 2 months or something, where we will take a look at programming concepts and inspect them from the view of different languages, because this is actually how I learned C# initially. I knew Java and C++, and then with the knowledge I had there, looking at some example code and intros, taught myself the basics of, well, not really taught myself because I looked at other examples, but used that to use the concepts that I knew already to apply to learning a different language. And we would like to give this, use the same principle on trying to, because the concepts may look a little bit different. The implementation may look different in different languages, but the core concept still applies. And once you know the concept, it's easy to apply it to different languages, which may just be a different syntax, but still have the same semantics. And we'll take a look at value categories. And you always have value categories. They are everywhere. So this is a super core, exciting concept.
Awesome. And that's tomorrow, 6:30 UTC.
Yes.
So, yeah. So definitely come along if you're free.
Is this a theory series? Not all too well. We'll do as well a lot of live. We also do a lot of live coding. So it will be there will be, for this episode, we will take a look at C++ and C#. So there will be a lot of C++ code and a lot of C# code. And for future episodes, so this is a bit of a pilot, a bit of a test field. We try how this works. And if we if we like it and if the audience likes it, then we in the future, when taking a look at other concepts, and we will invite more languages and make it a party, I guess.
Awesome.
Oh yes, our schedule for this stream, the To Code and Not to Code live stream, is roughly every 2 weeks.
Yeah, and this time it is, I think, exactly 2 weeks. So Wednesday in 2 weeks is our next stream. And if you want to follow us on X or LinkedIn or Mastodon, maybe you can post the GitHub page in there again, because it has all our social media handles, and you can follow us. And then we always announce ahead of time, just to remind everybody, because we always say it at the end of each stream when we're going to stream next. But obviously, if people have to drop earlier or if they miss the stream, we always announce it via social media as well. So give us a follow. And yeah, as always, like if you have any feedback, any suggestions, yeah, please reach out on any of those channels. We always love to hear from you. It's a really, really cool feeling. Awesome. I think I really like this episode. I did some coding. I really like Fleet. It was really, it didn't, I mean, we had some errors popping up, but I didn't, had no problem like coding with you today, which is a first in this series, not a series, in this season, correct.
So are we gonna stick with Fleet for now?
Yes, I vote yes.
I really like that. Now. Yes, cool.
Yeah, did some coding, did some learning, did some laughing. So I think that was a success. So thank you all so much for tuning in and spending the evening with us.
I just realized that I forgot to put in the end screen in the tool. So let's show this one as a goodbye. No, let's show this one as a goodbye.
Sounds good.
Anyway, we'll be back.